Tonight, the suspect in the South McClellan Street shooting faces a judge. We'll bring you the very latest details out of the courtroom. And as we enter the 20th day of the government shutdown, the finger pointing continues after the Senate's 11th vote to reopen the government.
Perfect fall weather the next few days, but our next round of rain arrives just in time for the weekend.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. We start tonight back in the courtroom. New this afternoon, the man accused of shooting and killing another man while he sat in his car on the Lower South Hill earlier this month faced a judge for the first time today. Andre Moore's bond was set at $1 million. KREM 2 Shannon Mowdy spoke with the victim's family and has the latest from court today. Shannon?
Well, tonight, Andre Moore is in the Spokane County Jail on that $1 million bond, but we have also learned more charges could be coming. The prosecutor said he intends to file a unlawful possession of a firearm charge. Moore is accused of first-degree murder for shooting Derek Schaefer while he sat in his car. Court records show Moore was wanted on a separate gun charge when Schaefer was killed. Schaefer's sister, Ashley Smith, says she feels let down by the court system.
It's like, man, OR'd twice on a gun charge. I can understand once, but twice. And then 19 days later, he takes my brother. So I just feel let down by Spokane County right now.
Smith says the investigation is not over. She hopes more arrests are coming. For now, she has no idea why her brother was targeted, and she says she's not sure that Moore knew her brother. And we are expecting Moore back in court for arraignment later this month. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
All right, Shannon, thank you very much. Breaking news out of Portland tonight. The U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals has ruled the Trump administration can deploy the National Guard to Portland. This is the latest development in an escalating legal battle between the federal government and Portland's leaders. The White House says the city has not done enough to control protests outside of the ICE building. The city has accused the White House of blowing the small and peaceful protests out of proportion. In Idaho yesterday, federal agents raided a horse racing arena in Wilder, just west of Boise. That raid was part of an ongoing investigation into an alleged illegal gambling operation. Investigators arrested 4 people. Our sister station in Boise reports that ICE allegedly detained many more. Earlier today, the ACLU held a press conference where people who were present during the raid spoke out. An immigration attorney confirmed that children were among those detained and zip-tied.
At this point, there is still a number of people who are detained. I can say that there are many of them who have absolutely no criminal history whatsoever. And they are currently still detained with no criminal history and no prior deports. So we don't know what the status and the future of that is right now.
Attorney Ramirez also confirmed that some of the detainees have been transferred to local jails. Meanwhile, more than 100 people showed up outside the Canyon County Administrative Building today demanding answers. Several of the people at that protest had family members who were still detained. In North Idaho, early voting started today. Early in-person voting started in Bonner, Latah, and Kootenai County. If you're not yet registered to vote early, you still have time to cast your ballot during early voting. Just make sure to bring proof of residence and an acceptable form of photo ID. If you live in Washington, you should have already received your ballot for the November election. Just make sure you send it in early this year. USPS warns that due to budget cuts and layoffs, your ballot may not be postmarked in time. The Spokane County Auditor says to make sure you mail your ballot in by the 28th. That's next Tuesday. You can also drop ballots off in drop boxes across the county on Election Day. Spokane's Neighborhood Action Partners is working with local construction companies and Avista to give away 1,000 energy-saving kits. Those kits include items like LED bulbs, window plastic, and weather stripping to lower energy costs. You can pick up kits at the Catalyst Building, McKinstry Fabrication Shop, and STA Plaza. The kits are being handed out between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. this Thursday. Tonight, Spokane City Council is voting on Mayor Lisa Brown's home initiative. Its goal is to bring more affordable housing to the city. The initiative includes a 0.1% sales tax and use for affordable housing. The proposal would also add a program to defer permit fees for developers who build affordable housing. In Post Falls, they're also addressing their housing shortage with a 38-unit housing development called The Arc. The homes are 3 beds, 2 baths, and cost around $375,000. Our news partners at the Coeur d'Alene Press say 9 homes have already sold, and there is a wait list for the rest. The median price of a single-family home in Kootenai County was $547,000 as of September. Idaho Fish and Game is looking for information into a poached cow moose found in southwest Idaho. Game officials say the female moose was found last week near No Business Mountain in Adams County, west of Lake Cascade. Killing a moose without a tag is a felony and could result in more than $1,000 fines. There's also a possibility of losing hunting privileges for life. If you have any information, you're asked to contact that number right there at the bottom of your screen. All right, let's talk weather on this Monday with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. Jeremy, a chilly, windy, and at times rainy weekend, but things looking pretty good tonight.
Yeah, we picked up almost an inch of much needed rain over the weekend, and things are a little bit calmer, but a little bit cooler. We sit in the low 50s, which, by the way, that's about average for our high temperature this time of year. When it comes to what's going on in the world around us, those fall colors, come on graphic, let's do that, there we go, are basically at peak. We're at the point now where we didn't lose a lot of the leaves last weekend with wind, but our next wind event might very well be the one that takes us into that leafless stretch of the year, unfortunately. Next couple of days, believe it or not, we're gonna watch this little bit of a wave pass through, then it's back to sunshine, and a lot of it here for us in the inland Northwest. Sun comes back by tomorrow morning. That means we wake up to a pretty mild start to the day. And then sun sticks around both tomorrow and Wednesday. And then eventually on Thursday, clouds build ahead of a pretty significant change in the weather pattern. And with that comes some warmth. 58 degrees tomorrow puts us pretty far above the seasonal norm. 62 and mostly sunny. Well, that's downright hot for October. And then we start clouding up and cooling. And Mark, you can hear the wind. It's still blowing now that we have a little bit of a peak of sunshine out here.
Check back in with you later in the broadcast. The president putting Hamas on notice today in 4 minutes who he says is responsible for breaking the ceasefire in Gaza over the weekend. But first, time is running out to support our Treats to Troops campaign. Find out how you can get involved supporting our troops overseas after the break.